you know, you got to take things she said with a grain of salt, because look who she was sitting there with. You know, that's the narrative she has built to him and to people. So, like, she had to throw stuff like that out. Just for the record, the higher healing thing, I did see that quote. That's a bunch of BS. Just number one, of course you're in higher healing. You healed in the arms of another. Paul, you think the baby's mine? Actually, y'all actually seen Gypsy's photos, right? Like, does she look pregnant? Do y'all think she's really pregnant? Red, yes. Blue, no. Kind of curious. Do y'all think she's really pregnant? Like, it wasn't just my girlfriend. Like, I'm having to go to court for this woman, okay? Like, you get married and you decide if you can talk to you about your wife or not. Yeah, she said a lot of things on that podcast. She used me. And I love people stop talking about her. People ask me questions. Like, it's funny. People ask me questions. What do you want me to do? Not answer them? You want me to just sit there and just be rude to people?
Gypsy's lies are about to blow up in her face, and Ryan's the one lighting the match. Let's get into some of the hidden truths Ryan exposed during his live. It's a lot to unpack, so buckle up. First things first, Ryan's live session lasted about an hour, and in that time, he revealed quite a bit about Gypsy's shady behavior. Now, remember when Gypsy and Ken were at the San Francisco airport and just so happened to bump into a TMZ reporter? Gypsy made it seem like a total coincidence, but according to Ryan, it wasn't as accidental as she made it out to be. In fact, Ryan's comments suggest that Gypsy might have planned the whole thing. He shared that Gypsy once took him to New York and her stepmom, Gypsy Blanchard, to LA, where they met with TMZ reporters at dinner.
But it is funny that I am the first person she took on a trip and to New York. I mean, I think it's fitting, though, that I think it's truly fitting that I went to New York, Christy went to LA, and they had dinner with a lady from TMZ, which is hilarious to me. And of course they had dinner with somebody from TMZ, and then of course Ken went to San Francisco, but that's beside the point.
When Ken was taken to San Francisco and bumped into TMZ too? Yeah. While he did not outright say Gypsy staged the whole thing, he definitely hinted at it. And let's be real, it's not hard to put two and two together. Gypsy once again is giving off major attention seeker vibes, no matter how much he tries to hide it. Then, Ryan touched a clip from the Viall Files podcast when the host asked Gypsy when she finally let go of Ryan. Gypsy claimed they had one last conversation and that was it.
I really just wanted to have that, closure, that one conversation that kind of closed everything up. And we had that. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm in a place of higher healing and an elevated healing than he is right now.
But Ryan, he wasn't having it. During his live, Ryan hesitated to dive in too deep into the topic, but made it clear that their conversations were far from over after just one talk. He dropped the line, "She said we only talked once, guys," in a way that made it obvious there's more to the story. And then, as if to catch himself from saying too much, he added, "Loose lips sink ships," hinting that he wasn't ready to air all their dirty laundry just yet.
Like, she had to throw stuff like that out. Of course she said we've only talked once. I mean, of course she said that. But look, guys, loose lips sink ships, and I don't like telling my business, like, really. So, I mean, of course she said things like that. Right. I saw somebody say that, right. It's just, you gotta realize who she was on the podcast with.
But the damage was done. He'd already given us all the clues we needed. Ryan didn't have to spell it out. We can read between the lines. And while Ryan tried to keep things civil, even going as far as saying he wouldn't say anything negative about Gypsy that would give her detractors pleasure, Gypsy's doing a great job sinking her own ship without much help from anyone. Ryan also made it clear that he wasn't just out here going live to bash Gypsy for fun. He said he's always open to answering people's questions and that he wasn't about to stay silent while everyone kept asking him about the situation.
People ask me questions. Like, it's funny. People ask me questions. What do you want me to do? Not answer them? You want me to just sit there and just be rude to people? I mean, like, guys, that's what I'm doing. I'm answering questions. That's what this is. This is an interactive this is a podcast. This is an interactive live. Okay, I see some people do lives, they get on here and they just stare at the camera. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk.
This was in response to Gypsy's claim on the podcast that she doesn't talk about Ryan in her videos and that it's disturbing how much Ryan continues to discuss her. Well, Ryan set the record straight, saying he wasn't all that thrilled about rehashing their relationship either. But he wasn't about to leave people hanging. He's simply answering the questions his viewers have. He also mentioned that if Gypsy weren't pregnant, they might have even met up recently. Yeah, he said that. It was almost like he was implying that the pregnancy was the only thing keeping them apart.
And people ask me all the time on here, do I miss Gypsy? Do I miss Gypsy? Do I miss Gypsy? I miss our connection. I miss that connection we had. Of course I do. We had a real thing. So, but that's it. Me and Gypsy are texting and talking. There's a lot of speculation. I mean, if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not.
And speaking of the pregnancy, Ryan confirmed that Gypsy is indeed expecting, adding that she told him right away. Of course, he didn't dive too deep into that, stopping himself just before things got messy. But you can't help but wonder, what more are these two hiding about their breakup? Things got even more heated when a viewer asked Ryan about Gypsy's comment from the podcast where she claimed to be at a higher healing than him. Ryan did not hold back, saying, "Higher healing? That's BS. You healed in the hands of another. You think you're in a higher healing? Of course you're not."
And just for the record, the higher healing thing, I did see that quote. That's a bunch of BS. Just number one, of course you're in higher healing. You healed in the arms of another. Yeah, of course you healed faster. You healed in the arms of another. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
He then threw in a spicy reference to the LSU game, saying, "Why'd you go to the LSU game then?" Oof, Ryan was clearly calling out Gypsy's so-called higher healing as a joke, pointing out that while she had Ken to lean on, he was left dealing with the breakup and healing on his own. And honestly, he's right. Gypsy did not really go through the heartbreak because she jumped straight into Ken's arms after her split from Ryan. As for that LSU game, rumors had been swirling that Gypsy went just to bump into Ryan, and while she acted like she did not know he'd be there, Ryan's comments suggest otherwise. It is pretty clear that Gypsy knew exactly what she was doing by showing up.
I mean, you filled that void immediately. I was gone, that void was there. Bang! And of course you think you're in a place of higher healing. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's funny, because you're not. Why'd you go to the LSU game then? Well, that's right.
Ryan also reflected on their relationship, saying that what they had was real and that he doesn't believe Gypsy was just using him. If we look back at their time together, they definitely seemed more affectionate in public than Gypsy and Ken. Ryan and Gypsy were often seen holding hands, while Gypsy and Ken barely seemed connected at all. In fact, when they were spotted in San Francisco, people who did not know Ken thought he was Gypsy's bodyguard because of how distant they looked. Others even assumed they were siblings. Yikes, that's how disconnected they appear.
People and the people that work at where she was staying literally thought Ken was her security guard. He was walking so far ahead of her. Even people who don't know anything about her were like, there was no chemistry, there was no affection, there was nothing. One person I talked to even thought he was her brother. Now that's embarrassing.
Ryan also emphasized that he always tells the truth because lies eventually come back to bite you. And when the truth comes out, people will attack. Gypsy, on the other hand, seems to have missed that memo because she continues to spin lie after lie, and that's all catching up to her. Oh, and get this, Ryan hinted that we might be seeing him on the Lifetime show with Gypsy because he was contacted to take part in season 2. He even made a poll asking his followers if he should participate.
They are technically filming. I heard they are filming a new season. Let me ask y'all this. I will do a poll. Should I be on it? Would y'all like me to film? Because I have been reached out to. I will say that. I have been reached out to, but haven't decided. You know, it's one of those I don't know. I don't know.
Looks like Ryan's not done with reality TV just yet, and honestly, this whole saga with Gypsy is far from over. So what do y'all think? What did Ryan really mean when he said Gypsy isn't on a higher healing? Does this mean the speculation is true that Gypsy still texts Ryan? What's your take on Gypsy attending the LSU game? Do you think she went just because of Ryan, like he claims? And how do you know? And how do you think Ken is going to react to Ryan's live? Is his relationship with Gypsy going to survive this? Especially since it's already rumored to be on a rocky ground.
I'm seeing Gypsy and Ken broke up. Fine, we'll do a poll. Y'all think Gypsy and Ken broke up? Red, yes, blue, no. Y'all think they really broke up? Red, yes, blue, no. I don't know. Tell you the truth, I don't know. I doubt it.
And what about Ryan's decision not to sink the ship? Does he have more to say about Gypsy that he's holding back? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on all the latest drama. Until next time, peace.